Hello. How does it do? Welcome into another sports podcast. This week, we have week 13 NFL power rankings and games. You know exactly what we do here. My name is Big Nate, aka Always Trigger. I'm going to go ahead and get you the power rankings 32-1 in my unique 3-segment style, which concludes in the top 10. Get you that week 13 game slate. Get you the top 5 games of the week so you know which ones of those games I am most paying attention to. Let's go ahead and jump right into the basement, guys. At Team 32, I have the Detroit Lions. 31, the Jaguars. 30 is the Texans. 29, Seahawks. 28, Jets. 27, Panthers. 26, Bears. 25, Falcons. 24, Giants. 23, Saints. 22, Steelers. And 21 is the Miami Dolphins. Now, there's my article view. And I do want to let you guys know that my article, where you can read about every single team, even the ones I don't speak about directly in my podcast, is available in the description below. Fun fact, you can even go all the way back to week 1 and see what I've written about each team as the weeks have progressed. Something, if you guys have any questions or comments about, I am trying to expand that section of my podcast. So any feedback you have would be great there. All right, out of the basement teams, the first team I wanted to speak about would be the Seattle Seahawks. After getting bulldozed on defense, they are now 3-8. I'm starting to believe that the Seattle Seahawks roster, maybe even some coaches, some people in management, might need to have a real strong look at themselves and or be blown up or mixed around, because what they're doing there is not working. Their philosophy on defense through the last half decade is not working. They've never been anywhere near where they were back when they were in the Super Bowl years. They still have guys like Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. To have that kind of talent on your team and to be ranked less than the Jets on my power ranking is damning. It's really damning. It's not good. Another team wanted to speak about here in the basement, the New Orleans Saints. They look really bad when they don't have Alvin Kamara. He is set to come back this week. They also did make a change at the starting quarterback position. It will be Taysom Hill taking the start for week 13. And a game I know plenty of you guys know that I will be covering on this channel as well. So stay tuned for that also. The Giants were another team I wanted to speak about here in the basement, but I wanted to cover them in my next segment. So we're going to jump right on over to the Fringe. And we'll start at 20. The Eagles. At 19, the Washington football team. 18, the Browns. 17, the Broncos. 16, Vikings. 15, Raiders. 14 is the 49ers. 13, Colts. 12 is the Rams. And 11, Dallas Cowboys. So right off the bat, you see two teams that were typically in the top 10 just about every week have now fallen, the Cowboys and Rams. And fitting that I'm going to talk about them together because they're very unique and alike in a lot of ways. They are big market teams with high-profile, high-dollar players who played extremely well throughout the entire season up until the month of November. In the month of November, the Cowboys went 1-3, winning only in Week 10 the Falcons, or versus the Falcons. The Rams went 0-3 in November, losing all 3 of their games, and of course they had their bye week in them. Now, on the flip side of having a lot of things in common, the Rams and Cowboys do differ on one key aspect. The Dallas Cowboys play in a division which they still hold the lead and will most likely win, considering how talented they are compared to their counterparts. Washington may have something to say about that, and we're going to get into that in just a second. The LA Rams, however, are 2 games behind the Cardinals, only 1 game ahead of the 49ers, and that puts them in a spot that's somewhat dangerous. The good news for them is the NFC is very soft, and because of that, they most likely will make the playoffs, but they didn't have their goals set just to make the playoffs. The LA Rams, no lie, are very much so in it for the whole thing. So the NFC East now has 3 teams in the Fringe. Washington football team is playing much better football as of late. They've got Logan Thomas back. He's an excellent tight end. They've been controlling games with their running ability, and they string together first downs for long drives. And that brand of football is making up for their suspect secondary and their linebacking core, which isn't the best. Their defensive line is by far their best unit on defense, and I really, really think the Washington football team is coming on strong here toward the end. They play a ton of games against divisional opponents. They very well might make a push for the NFC East. Jalen Hurts had a game that he wants to easily forget. He threw interceptions on each of his first 2 red zone possessions in the game in the loss to the Giants. The offense only totaled 7 points on the day for the Philadelphia Eagles. Coach Sirianni did not sound very pleased after the game. I wouldn't either. I mean, literally taking points off the board, just giving away drives. It's hard to be a Jalen Hurts fan when he has performances like he did against Giants. The 6th best game of the week was played by 2 teams in the Fringe in the NFC East, the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. And the 49ers won that game. They played really well and thus are at team 14 and the Vikings at 16. Injury update from that game, Deebo Samuel is expected to miss a couple of weeks, and Dalvin Cook, who actually left that game with a labrum injury, is saying he's day-to-day and that he can come back. One thing I wanted to note with the Vikings was I've seen more and more displeasure coming out of Justin Jefferson, wide receiver that I personally love his talent. But he's being more and more demonstrative toward his quarterback, Kirk Cousins, and I completely understand where he's open on some plays and may not get the ball, but I just can't help but think that's not too productive on their team. And that concludes the Fringe. Let's go and jump right into the top 10 teams heading into week 13. At number 10, the Los Angeles Chargers. So the Chargers stay in the top 10 after losing to the Broncos, and that was made possible by the Dallas Cowboys and Los Angeles Rams losing. There you have it. You got the Chargers right at number 10 again. Number 9, Kansas City Chiefs. They also benefit from not only the Cowboys and Rams, but the Chargers losing. So they now moved up to team number 9. Number 8, Cincinnati Bengals. They've won their last 2 games. They look really good. And in the last 6 games, they've actually gone win 2, lose 2, win 2. Hopefully, they keep on the winning track now. They're playing really good ball. They have elite players on their offense. I really love their skill position players, guys like Chase and guys like Mixon and Joey Burrow. They look like a really good football team this year. Number 7, the Buffalo Bills. So Josh Allen is the key for the Bills for me now. Their defense also a little up and down some games, but Josh Allen, to me, has the ability both to make the Bills look like the best team in the NFL, and he can make them look like the most mediocre team in the NFL when they lose and he plays terrible like he did against Jacksonville. So very up and down with the Bills. Still a very, very strong team and still a quarterback that I believe in. Number 6, the Tennessee Titans. Very hard to rank the Tennessee Titans. They are a strong team sitting there with 8 wins. They do look terribly awful when they don't have A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. It was hard. I wanted to maybe put them lower, but I still think the Tennessee Titans are a good team. Number 5, Green Bay Packers. They put a good one on the Rams for sure. The Green Bay Packers right now look to be one of the most dominant teams in the NFC. Their defense is playing well. Their offense, Aaron Rodgers is absolutely on fire. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the entire NFL, hands down. Number 4, the New England Patriots. They are playing some excellent football up there in New England, and a good win that they put against the Titans. Of course, they play a couple of games here against the Bills 2 times in the month of December. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. It's a scary world out there when Lamar Jackson throws 4 interceptions and you still win the game. Big win for them. They look good. The 4 interceptions don't really bother me too much. I believe that the Baltimore Ravens are going to make a significant push to winning a trophy this year. It'll be fun to see how they end up. Number 2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That Shaq Barrett sack fumble recovery was the key to winning that game. That stopped the Colts from going up big and got the Buccaneers back into that game. I think Tom Brady's got his guys ramped up. He's got Gronk back. The NFC better be on notice. And number 1, the best team in the NFL, 2 weeks in a row, the Arizona Cardinals. The last time the Arizona Cardinals were on the football field, for me, they came off as the number 1 team. They go on bye week. No reason why we shouldn't put them right back where they were. Now, the Buccaneers did make that very hard, but the Arizona Cardinals are my number 1 team heading into week 13. And there you have it. There's my top 10 heading into week 13. Let's get you that game slate. You have Dallas at New Orleans. On Sunday, the 1 p.m. games, Tampa Bay at Atlanta, Arizona at Chicago, LA at Cincinnati, Minnesota at Detroit, New York Giants at Miami, Philadelphia at the New York Jets, Indianapolis at Houston. 405 game, Washington at Vegas, and Jacksonville at the Rams. 425, you have Baltimore at Pittsburgh and San Francisco at Seattle. The 820 game is Denver at Kansas City. And Monday Night Football is New England at Buffalo. Bye week features 4 teams this week. We got Cleveland, Green Bay, Tennessee, and Carolina all on bye week. And I'll leave that up here for just one more second before we go into our top 5 games of the week. At number 5, we have the Dallas Cowboys and New Orleans Saints. That's your Thursday night football matchup, 8:20 p.m. to kick off the week. The Dallas Cowboys are going to be getting their pieces back, and the New Orleans Saints starting their new quarterback. Should be a very fun watch. Number 4, Washington football team at the Las Vegas Raiders. 2 teams that are right in the middle of their conferences, looking to make a push toward the end of the season. I think this game is going to be a good one. Number 3, the Broncos and Chiefs. That's a divisional matchup there, 8:20 p.m. The Broncos have played some really good football teams really well. You look at how they played against the Cowboys. You look how they played last week. I think the Chiefs should be on notice for the Denver Broncos. Number 2, the Chargers and Bengals. 6-5 versus 7-4. 2 AFC very strong teams. 2 teams in my top 10. Number 1, the best game of the week. You know it, that Monday night game. Patriots Bills, 8-4 and 7-4. They play each other twice in 3 weeks. This game is going to be huge. It's going to get rowdy at Orchard Park. So that is the best game of the week. Easy pick for best game of the week. And there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, you guys are the best, especially all my family and friends. I've made new friends recently. All my new subscribers, welcome, welcome. Everyone who has that like button, comments, subscribers, you guys are honestly the best. This is what I do it for. Much love to you guys. I hope you guys stay safe. Enjoy those football games. Peace.